Hey everybody, welcome to SETTA'S Place tutorial. Today's tutorial is to show you how I made this pillow cover. I made it to customize it to the size of the pillow that I have. I used the bean stitch and then I edged it with single crochets and then the crab stitch. So I'm going to show you with this yarn right here how I made it. I'm making a smaller version since I already have a big piece. So, but you can make it any size you want. The stitch multiple is 2. So long as you start your chain with an even number, you can make it as wide as you want. I'm going to be using this yarn, which is the Ella Rae Sun-Kissed Pure Cotton, 100% cotton. I'm going to be doubling up the yarn since it's a thin yarn. And I'm going to be using a 5mm hook. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so you have to make your chain the length that you need it. I'm going to start with just you have to make your chain an even number. So I'm going to start with let me see, 10. So that's 10. I think I want it a little bit bigger. I'm gonna make mine a coaster. So mine's going to be small. So I've got 10 stitches here. So let me see if let's go a little bit bigger. So 12. I think that's a good size coaster. So I got 12 stitches. The first row is just a row of single crochets. I like working in the back bump. So in the second chain from your hook, let's do some single crochets all the way across. I'll catch up with you when you have got to the end to start the next row. Okay, made it to the end. So now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. In this first stitch, you're going to put a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and in the next stitch, we're going to do the first bean stitch. You put your hook through the stitch, pull up a yarn. You have 2 on your hook, 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go back in the same stitch, pull up. You have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and go back in the same stitch, pull up a loop, and you should have 6 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over and pull through all the loops, and then chain 1. So there's your first bean stitch. So now you're going to skip 1, and then the next stitch you're going to do another bean stitch. Go into your stitch, pull up a yarn, that's 1, yarn over, pull up a yarn, yarn over, pull up a yarn, and you have 6 on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all the loops, and then chain 1. So that's how it's looking so far. Now that is the repeat. You're going to skip 1, do a bean stitch in the next. Like that. So continue until you get to the end, and you should end with a single crochet. Okay, I'm at the end. I skip 1 and I have 1 stitch left, and that is a single crochet. Okay, for the next row, chain 1 and turn. Now in this very first stitch right here, put a single crochet. Now you're going to continue making your bean stitches. So what you do, if you pull it apart, you can see there's a space right there. This is where we're going to put our hook. If you turn it up, if it's easier, you can still go skip 1 and then the next stitch. So if you skip this one and go into here, that is that opening that you're going to go into. Make your bing stitch, pull up a yarn 3 times, 6 on your hook, pull through and chain 1. Same thing, if you want to turn it up, you can skip one and go into the next stitch, which is that opening right there. Pull up a yarn 3 times, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and chain 1. So you can continue that all the way to the end. I'll catch up with you when I get closer to the end. Okay, I've made my last bean stitch, and then this very last single crochet, make another single crochet. Like that. Chain 1, turn. So you're just going to repeat this last row. When you start your row, put that single crochet in that first stitch. Skip one and go into this one, this hole right here, and do your bing stitch. Chain 1. Skip one and go into this one right here. So that's how it is looking. So you're just going to keep continuing doing this this last row. You're going to continue making it as long as you want it to be. So I'm gonna make mine just a little bit of like a little square, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how I did the around the edges. So I will catch up with you when I get there. Okay, I got my little square the size I wanted. So now I'm going to do my single crochets around the edge. So I'll just, where I left off, this last single crochet. So I'm gonna chain 1, then I'm gonna turn, and I'm gonna work evenly across these top of these stitches, some single crochets. Put one in that first single crochet, and then in the top of the next stitch, put a single. I would do this loosely so it won't like tighten up on you. And then in the next stitch, so this one single crochet in each of one of these, unless you need to add more than one depending on your tension, just so that it won't be all bunched up. But I'm doing mine loosely. I made it to that last single crochet. Now I'm going to put 2 more single crochets so I can make a corner. So 2 more in that same stitch. I always put 3 single crochets in the corners, like that, and then start your single crochet row on this side. And you just have to do it as evenly as possible. You can even count your stitches if you wanted to match this side. I definitely recommend that you count your stitches, that each side has the exact same amount, and make sure your corners have the same amount, because I ended up messing up my count a little bit, so at the end mine's a little crooked, which I didn't realize until after I had finished. But so I definitely recommend that you make sure you have the same amount of single crochets on all the sides of your project. Now this side I have some single crochets to work into, so that's going to be easier. But keep going all the way around, put 3 in the corner, and then come back over here and put 3 in this corner, and I'll catch up with you. Okay, I made it around. I did my 3 in my corner, And then I'm gonna slip stitch to that first single crochet. So now I'm going to make several rounds of single crochets, and you can make as many as you want. For this one, I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did 9 rounds because I switched colors in here. But you can do as many as you want for whatever project you're making, or whatever size pillow if you're making a cover, or whatever, you know, you decide you want the width of this to be. All right, I'll catch up with you when you have did that. Chain 1, go back in the same stitch and make a single crochet. So that's already in the corner, so I just need to add 2 when I come back around. And then I do 1 single crochet in every stitch around. I'm still doing mine on the loose side, try to keep it from buckling. Because I'm in the corner. Let me see, where's my corner? Because there's 3 stitches in the corner. In the middle, that's where I'm going to do 3 single crochets. And then continue on. So when you get here, you look at your 3 stitches and you check that middle one, and that's where you put your single crochets. All right, I'll catch up with you when I get it the width that I want it to be. Okay, I got it the width that I want it to be. Isn't it beautiful? All right, so for this last round, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 1. And if you need a slower version of how to do this, I have in my tutorial list how to do the crab stitch or reverse single crochet. I did chain 1, and then I go backward, put my hook in, pull up a loop, 2 on my hook, and pull through. Go back, pull up a loop, and go through 2. And this is 1 stitch in every stitch, even around the corners. You just go around. And it gives this little curly look right here. You go all the way around, and then when I'm finished, I'll catch up with you. Okay, I made it all the way around. So this is my last stitch. Let me cut my yarn. And then I'm going to sew in this tail. And you put it to the back and sew it in. And sew any other loose tails that you have. Here, I'll sew this one in. And there is my little coaster. I love the ombre effect of this yarn. It's so pretty. So that's how I made this right here. is a miniature. This is a miniature version of this one, and you could just make it any size that you want. I may make 3 more of these and make little coasters, or at least 1 more anyway. That is so cute. And you could have, the back side looks a little different for the single crochets, but I like the front side. And the little puffs right there. All right, so that, like I said, that is the bing stitch. But yes, so all right. Be sure to check out the video where I show you this on my pillow and in my craft area. And so yeah, thank you for staying and watching. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And if there is a written pattern for this, it will be in my Ravelry or my Ko-fi shop. I don't know if I'm going to write it up yet, but if it's there, that's where it'll be. All right, I'll talk to you later and have a blessed day.